gotta remind them that we're gonna shut it down until we get what we rightfully deserve.
The strike vote for the union faculty opened this past week, and students, administrators, and the Rutgers community are on the edge of their seats waiting for the results. But what does all this mean? Who is going on strike? When is the strike happening? Why are they going on strike? Does this mean no finals? We sat down with union representatives from graduate students to professors to better understand how this plight could affect us all. The Rutgers American Association of University Professors and American Federation of Teachers, or AAUP-AFT for short, coexist across the Newark, Camden, and New Brunswick campuses. Its members include more than 8,000 full-time faculty, graduate workers, postdoctoral associates, and more. The AAUP-AFT is a partner to the larger coalition of Rutgers unions, composed of 19 union locals representing more than 20,000 Rutgers employees across the 3 regional campuses and the Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences schools. This means that these professors, part-time lecturers, and graduate workers whom we see daily across all 3 campuses will be the ones going on strike and withholding their labor from the university. Rebecca Collins-Given, the president of Rutgers AAUP-AFT and an associate professor in the School of Management and Labor Relations, is the negotiating committee chair and has expressed her concerns with the university during bargaining sessions.
Bargaining these days, it often looks like a hybrid room with some people sitting on either side of a table and possibly a bunch of people on Zoom also participating, and we go back and forth over proposals, have big and small disagreements, and areas where we can collaborate and problem solve together where we don't disagree as much. We don't want to go on strike. I hope that that's not the outcome. We would really like to bargain a good contract that works for everybody, but I think that we need to be prepared to strike if we can't reach a contract fairly soon.
Here's how the vote and a possible strike will unfold. The 10-day voting period open now is for due-paying union members and will end before spring recess on March 10th. Members will vote anonymously using email ballots and show their support or dissent for a possible strike. Only after this vote is conducted and approved can the strike take place. Many of the members we spoke with voiced their approval of a strike if the university does not meet their bargaining concerns. Liana Katz, the vice president for graduate workers in the union and a graduate student in the Department of Geography, said she has yet to see Rutgers give graduate workers a chance at an acceptable contract.
I've seen what's happening at the bargaining table, and I see how management is really not taking us seriously at this stage. The university has not only rejected all of the things that we put across the table, but they have offered no compromises, no alternative solutions to the problems that we see grad workers facing on a day-to-day basis. So in my opinion, they're not coming to us in a serious way. They're not coming to us ready to really negotiate and really try to work together with us to make this a better place to work and to study.
The commotion surrounding these bargaining disputes contains a host of issues, including a living wage, working conditions, status in the union, and many more. But the main conflict that encompasses these problems is contracts.
So our contracts are usually last for 4 years, and our last contract expired at the end of June. And although we started in May, which was not early enough, trying to renegotiate, we've been trying to bargain a new contract since then. And that means we've been working without a contract, we haven't had a pay raise, we haven't been able to work on all kinds of things that we could improve together if we could get those improvements into a contract.
These troubles regarding contracts then bleed into the organization's more specific concerns.
So all workers, except part-time lecturers notably, have the ability to take leave when they become a parent. And so this is, yet another reason why the equal pay for equal work, the different bargaining priorities that we've outlined are so important.
We have a couple of main demands on the table right now. The first one is around winning a living wage for grad workers, since right now we're paid far below what constitutes a living wage in the areas that we live in New Jersey. TAs and GAs right now are earning around $30,000 a year, and we're trying to bring that up to around $37,000 for the first year of the contract, and then end around $41,000 at the end of the contract.
The vote opened on February 28th, coinciding with the bi-monthly Board of Governors meeting scheduled to take place at Rutgers Newark. Union organizers planned a rally outside the meeting venue while the Board of Governors met via Zoom due to inclement weather. University President Jonathan Holloway took a minute out of his opening remarks at the Board of Governors meeting to address the current labor dispute.
Let me speak to a deeply personal matter for me, our commitment to labor relations. We will fight through the misdirections and misinformation and proceed forward. We've had more than 100 negotiating sessions so far, and if it takes another 100 to get across the finish line, we'll do that. My intention, of course, is to get this contract resolved as soon as possible.
During the public input section, separate Rutgers unions aired their grievances with the university.
The university says a lot about how it's conducted over 100 sessions, which I feel is hard to believe, but it shouldn't take 100 negotiation sessions to get, a fair contract, or 100 more, as the president says.
And have you spoken to Holloway in the past 8 months, maybe?
No.
President Holloway talks a lot about Rutgers as a beloved community. So they're very willing to invest in the salaries for sports coaches and for upper level administrative salaries. I would say to him, if you're really concerned about building a beloved community and honoring the beloved community that already exists here, then you need to really invest and show that you care about and respect the people that make up those communities, the workers that make up those communities.
If the majority of the union votes yes and the university does not take action, the union has said it is more than ready to initiate a strike if necessary. Furthermore, if the vote passes, this would be the first strike in the university's 257-year history. Rutgers' AAUP-AFT chapter dates back to 1922, and this would be its first strike since its inception 101 years ago. A strike nearly occurred during the 2018-2019 school year, but AAUP-AFT and Rutgers reached an agreement raising pay equity and increasing job security for faculty and graduate workers. Union members said they have spoken to students in their classes or those interested in the union's activities. Many of them understand why a strike may improve the working conditions for us all.
It seems like when students learn about things like the conditions facing adjunct faculty, they understand why a strike might be necessary for the good of all of us.
What we're fighting for that pertains to undergrad students is for the university to stop using unpaid fines and fees as a way to punish students, like as a way to withhold transcripts or to prevent them from graduating or progress beyond the university. So, we're talking to students about issues that really impact their everyday life and that they're experiencing on a daily basis. So they seem pretty receptive, and we've had a good response so far.
Many concerned students probably wonder how this will impact their studies. We spoke with students who voiced their opinion on a potential strike.
From what I've heard, I know they're trying to push the admin to get their pay up, and I know something about their contracts not being up to date every year and very low job security with the salary itself. And I know TAs are also involved with this. That's kind of to the extent my knowledge is at right now.
On Tuesday, the union authorized a vote for a strike. That's going to end in 10 days, so next Friday? That's going to give the union negotiators the ability to call a strike. They won't automatically go on strike if the vote is a yes.
Everyone's talking about it. Even in classes, by workshops, by friends, TAs themselves.
I know Politico ran an article on this in the beginning of February. They were talking about some of Chris Christie's appointees still in positions in negotiating spots between the union and management of Rutgers. Imagine striking that we're probably going to experience fewer classes. That might not be totally true at all, but that's what I imagine it would be.
I mean, if the strike were to happen, obviously it could affect students in the sense where we would be behind on a lot of work, but at the same time, it is something that needs to happen.
All strikes take different forms and have different durations. If a strike were to occur at Rutgers, it would likely involve the following 3 characteristics, according to the AAUP-AFT website. The first form is a limited strike, which occurs anywhere between 1 to 3 days, with all members on strike holding classes in other areas besides their designated buildings. This form would feature many union members picketing outside academic buildings. An open-ended strike is the second possible form, where instructors and workers would withhold their labor indefinitely. The final form is grade withholding, where instructional faculty would not disclose new assignments, exams, or submit final grades for students. This last form would happen after an open-ended strike. All these strike forms are just possible ways the union might express its solidarity. In a statement to the Targum, the university said, "We will continue to meet in good faith with the union until we reach comprehensive agreements on mandatorily negotiable issues, including compensation. And we are hopeful that agreements with all of our unions can be reached as quickly as possible. Until those agreements are reached, we will all wait as the semester progresses, where a settlement could be reached or history could be made."